Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Capricorn, workhorse of the zodiac. I gotta mention that because this is all pentacles. Ain't nothing but your energy up in here. This is your bi-weekly reading for the period of Monday the 21st of October through, what should be Sunday, I think, November 3rd. I'm going to start with the overall energy that's here. Oh, okay. The Knight of Wands is behind that. The overall energy that's here is the Two of Wands upright. Maybe you guys have a connection to fire. Maybe some of you are Cuspians, Sagittarius, Capricorns, or something like that. Or you're involved maybe with a Capricorn. Looking at this, I thought maybe a bunch of you were involved romantically with another earth sign, perhaps. Virgo, Taurus, whatever the case is. Twos are about faith. They are about balance, and they are about relationships. And when the Two of Wands shows up as your overall energy, it definitely reminds us to take all three of those into consideration at the same time, and to remain mindful of the give and take required for a relationship to be successful, and the fact that for love to be healthy and healthful, it needs to be able to pass both ways. We both have to be willing to both give love and receive love in an unconditional way. If things are feeling out of balance for you in any area of your life, like in a general sense, then you should know that they're about to get like a lot better. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the prize. Wands are about movement. We're moving forward. We ain't going backwards. That's what I entitled actually the reading for fire sign Leo, I think it was. So maybe some of you guys are specifically involved with a Leo, because as I mentioned, I didn't know this before picking this card up, but right behind it, also upright, is the Knight of Wands. Now, Knight of Wands as a court card can be an actual person that's in your life. A Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Often this is representative of an energy that comes in, swoops in very, very quickly, and it may leave as quickly as it showed up, even if it is an actual person. I told a story the other day. I did a pick a card reading because I was reminded of my Knight of Wands, my ex Tommy. We dated for like 5 months. I mean, 5 months isn't a long time at all, but it was 5 months, day in, day out. I would see him or hear from him. I live in Lower Manhattan, New York, and he was the foreman on the Freedom Tower. So the foreman of the Welders Union on the Freedom Tower. So he had to come to work like real early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning. And he hit me up and he'd be like, you know, you want anything? You want to meet? You want to go to breakfast or whatever before I go to work? And, you know, it would be up to me. And then when he got off, he'd be like, okay, you want me to hang around before I go back to Brooklyn? Do you guys want to go out? You want to see me? Whatever. So it was just like every single day. We crammed a good 2-3 year relationship into that 5 months. But then he disappeared. Like, you know, like he just completely disappeared. I guess that was the first time I was ghosted. But our relationship had been so fulfilling, I didn't even trip over it. So I talked about that in the pick a card. But my whole point in telling that story is, you know, it comes in, it saves the day, and then it leaves. It dissipates that same energy. I had been dealing with an earth sign, a Virgo, and it was Thanksgiving weekend, and you know that Black Friday. My Virgo had contacted me, and I missed the phone call because I had been up all night. I stand up all night cooking, like, you know, 15, 16 hours preparing for not Thanksgiving, but what my family celebrates. My mother calls misgivings, because we are Black, which is enough reason to not celebrate Thanksgiving. But on top of that, my mother's from South Carolina, and of the South Carolina, Cherokee, and Catawba nations. So yeah, we're not celebrating Thanksgiving. She calls it misgivings, and I've grew up calling it that. But we do cook and get together with family, I guess, because we're all from work. So I was exhausted. I fell asleep the Friday. I was probably drunk too. You know how you drink your eggnog and your whatnot. And I missed his phone call. Well, he got so like twisted about me missing the phone call that when I called him back, he had attitude. So I was just like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. Like, we've been doing this too freaking long. It's actually my ex-boyfriend that we met when I was like 14. And so we had dated for a long time then and separated. And in total, the amount of time that I've known him, a lot of it, which has been this back and forth, is 33 years. So it's like, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. I need somebody that's going to treat me like a queen. I swear on a stack of Bibles and anything else y'all want me to swear on, that when I met Tommy, like within minutes, as we're just walking to a bar, first of all, I had never wandered off with a strange man before. This says, "Can I take you out?" And he meant right then and there. I said, yes. He meant right away. So we were walking. He asked me, is anybody treating you like a queen? And that was the exact thing I had said to my ex. Like, I deserve better. Somebody's going to treat me like a queen. That was Friday that I said that to him. Monday, I met Tommy. That's the kind of speed and Prince Charming. I used to call Tommy Prince Charming. That was my nickname for him. That's the kind of speed and energy with which the Knight of Wands shows up, fixes your life way better than Ayanla ever could, and then leaves. Or at least dissipates. I'm not saying that everybody that deals with a fire sign, they all get ghosted or dumped or whatever, but the excitement, or like once he saves the day or she saves the day, the energy calms down and dissipates, so they can remain around, but it won't be as fiery and exciting as it had been. All right, so some of you guys, it doesn't have to be in the area of romance or love and romance either. It can be in any area of your life to spice it up, but you guys could use some spice perhaps in your area of love and romance, because the card representing that position is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And when that card shows up in this position, another sign had this actually. It may have been Leo. I don't remember what sign it was, but watch your moon and rising sign, because you may see like similar cards pop up. Or if you are dealing with somebody, especially if you're finding boredom in your relationship, watch their sign also, because maybe that's where the card's going to show up. Because the Eight of Pentacles can definitely be about one or both people in a relationship just feeling, like kind of over it in a I'm bored kind of way. Not over it in a I have an attitude and I hate you kind of way, but like this is going nowhere fast, really. It just has no momentum. It's just a dud. Which may lead to, again, some of you getting caught up with a Knight of Wands. Now, another meaning for your overall energy, the Two of Wands, as it relates to the tarot, the Two of Wands is actually the divine union card or twin flame relationship card of the tarot. So for some of you, it could pertain to a relationship that you're in, that you're bored with it. You guys, you need a little more spice and excitement, but you don't need it to necessarily be over. For others of you, a new relationship, like if you get out of the one that's going nowhere fast, a new relationship could be a soulmate for you, or maybe even, yes, a divine union, or what some of you may call a twin flame relationship. Maybe with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I would say for a majority of you, that's the energy with which you're dealing, fire or fellow earth, maybe another Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. So, relationships require work. They don't just, come together and you're happily ever after without doing anything. If you are bored, but if you're in a relationship, committed relationship, but are bored, but are interested in saving it, then you're going to need to, sit down and work on this partnership. Seek that balance, 50-50 or 100-100, depending upon how you choose to look at it. Put the fire back in, put the passion back in with the energy of the wands and the element of fire that's showing up here for you guys, and fix it if that's what you want to do. If you are completely over it, then do the mature thing that, an earth sign like yourself, who is grounded and sensible and logical and a nurturer, caring. It's not like you just don't give a fuck. You do. And not in a watery kind of way, like a water sign where you're like perhaps overly emotional, but in a very logical and grounded way. You can sit down and have a mature conversation and say, hey, this isn't working. Do that if you need to. If you're single and you're looking for love, but you're just unimpressed with your own love life, and you're bored with your own love life, or maybe just your social life in general, you got to fix that. You can't just be in the house waiting for love to fall out of the sky and bump you in the head. You need to get out, be more social, be more exciting, maybe be this king of pentacles who is, a very generous and commanding, and he just looks and smells like money, and, he like just good stuff. He's smart, and he may be in a field that involves like numbers and stuff too, or something where one has to be like methodical and super attentive. That's like his realm. That's where he fits in most comfortably, like a Lego, like a cog. He just slips into that space, and that, like, nobody can fit in that environment like the King of Pentacles. So you could definitely do that. But it's going to require effort. And again, you guys, you are the workhorse of the zodiac. So you're not afraid of work or effort. You're not shy from it. So you could definitely do that. Let's just segue right into work. Speaking of work, with the King of Pentacles upright, everything's going great at work. If it's representative of your energy. If it's somebody else with whom you work, maybe an older man, like a more established person, perhaps established in the company, been there a long time, they have a huge role there, maybe even like, a boss of some sort, supervisor, manager, big shot, CEO or something. And the person, he's like, he's wise, and I want to say fair too, but at the same time, maybe not so fair, because quick to pass judgment, and so that doesn't really sound fair. He's like somewhere between a Knight of Swords, which would be more diplomatic, but perhaps stubborn in a very overly and overtly masculine kind of way, and a Knight of Fire, perhaps, who wants to help. He like walks a line somewhere in between the two of those. In relationship to love, we do have it sitting here next to the Eight of Pentacles. This guy, the King of Pentacles, is a wonderful omen as it relates to love. You may sweep somebody off their feet. Somebody may come in and sweep you off your feet. And it's going to be a totally different experience from your life of boredom. Again, maybe a fire sign, because they are good for that. The Knight of Wands is good for that. That's his job. That's what he does. He is the Prince Charming, of the zodiac, of the knights and stuff. You're definitely going to want to be honest and keep it real. Yeah, be fair and genuine in your relationships. That's coming from that Two of Wands. In the placement that most represents you, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the one that, be a little bit less directly represents you, but could represent you, or friends, co-workers, family members. It's the energy that surrounds you. These two are all about... they're both very good cards, very positive cards, about abundance, about you being an abundant person. And it's not only about finances or the material, but also like in a spiritual sense, just having a lot to be thankful for and to be proud of. And that's one area that you don't want to slip into the mundane and get bored and forget to count your blessings, forget to show appreciation for all the wonderful things you do have. So you may want to take some time, spend it by yourself. And that way you can like look around and, be cognizant and reminiscent of all the wonderful blessings in your life. And you will continue to reap more. So I'm using two oracle decks for additional guidance. Overall energy from the first one, my Keepers of the Light Oracle for you guys, is the Divine Director. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. So you're not meant to be bored. You're meant to, have a full, happy, and Yeah, blessed existence, blessed life. For some of you, that's going to require some sort of new start. And you have an overall energy from my fortune reading cards of birth. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. And this is another very like red and fiery kind of card, and I think attached to fire sign energy as well. Further advice to the masculine specifically, it's more green, maybe more earth energy. Beware. Be careful of who you trust at this time. Very interesting. Like I said, I honed in on how important honesty is right now with these cards. So not only from you, with the people with whom you're dealing, they too need to be honest, and you're going to need to be discerning, is what this card means. For the feminine, proposal, very nice. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated, and we definitely again see that here. Like I said, somebody could even sweep you off your feet, and it's possibly a soulmate or twin flame relationship, a divine union on top of that. Or you could sweep somebody off their feet. Masculine, you, maybe more so than the feminine, are, being tapped on the shoulder for this real communication, this honest conversation, perhaps, with Mercury showing up for you. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. You may need to be honest about, listen, I'm not feeling this relationship anymore. It has lost its luster, or whatever the case is. And lastly, for the feminine, Sanat Kumara, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Definitely follow it. Hope you guys have enjoyed your bi-weekly reading. I will be back for you, I guess November 4th. Is that election day? It might be, huh? Anyway, whether it is or not, I'll be back, and have a good 2 weeks. You have a lot of reason to have a good 2 weeks. Do catch your moon and or rising sign for a more full picture, and maybe even the general or love reading that I did for the collective, or the moon reading, and the moon reading. That one, people are really, really resonating with. I wish that more could see it. Do share it if you watch it, if you don't mind. It has something like only like 500 views, but like 150 likes, which is kind of crazy. So it's not that it's a bad video. It's just that, again, for whatever reason, I have a lot of trouble with I know the reason, but on the 3D level, I don't know the reason. I have a lot of trouble with YouTube and things going as they're expected to go. In any case, if you like a private reading from me, or my energy healing, or any of the merchandise that I have available through my partnerships with the wonderful young artists with whom I work, I'll try to have all that information in the description box so you can get it. You guys can always hit me up on social media as well. Namaste.